Welcome to students. Today we are going to discuss about the various types of the plane table survey. First of all, we have to see the what is a plane table or equipments. This is a plane table. This is a drawing board of the made from the well seasoned wood with the upper surface is exactly plain. The upper surface is exactly plain and rough, and normally it is a rectangle shape and it is the size of the plane table is the 75 by 60 centimeter. That is the 75 by 60 centimeter. Next equipment is the alidid. The alidid it is useful for the establishing on the line on the site. We have to sighting the uh, various method or various of components with the help of alidid, and we have to exactly be drawn in the paper. Next it is the plumb board for the centering of the plane table, and it is a tripod. The tripod is provided with the 3 foot screw and its top are leveling of the plane table. The tripod we have to adjust it at the height of the surveyor, and also it is a compass for the leveling of the plane table or leveling of the table. This is the actual setup of the plane table. At the time of this, we have to done the plane table method. There's a drawing sheet or play we have to rest on the table, and this is the alidate. With the help of the alidate we have to marking or we have to sighting the on the earth measurement on the, on the in this drawing sheet. Here we seen that the various equipments also we have to using for the plane table methods. These are two methods we have to see in next future slide, that is plane table survey, and it is the radiation method. Then okay, we have to see the methods of the plane table in detailing one by one. Okay, let's be start. First method of the plane table, it is the radiation method. So this is a very simple method, and it is useful only when the whole travels can be commanded from single station. That is it is a very useful, but it is a useful also it is useful for the whole the points are the two references on this single command or single fixing location or area. This procedure as follows. We have to procedure we have to see one by one. First, select a point P so that all the corners of the traverse ABCD are. We have to selecting the P point for the we have to see the all the corners, that is the ABCD corner with easily. Next, carry out the usually temporary adjustment of centering and leveling. We have to done the leveling and centering of the plane table or table, and mark on the north line on paper, marking the north direction on the paper. It is the most important. We have to marking the north direction. Next, put the alidate on point P and draw draw the line of the site for station. We have to at the first time we have to fixing the point A, point P, and put the alidate out. That is the measuring scale. We have to the alidate putting the alidate at the point P, and we have to sighting the point A or station A. Next, measure distance of PA on ground. We have to actually measure the distance of the PA on the ground with the help of the tape, and put this length of the suitable scale on paper, which will give the point A. And uh, put this the length or actual length of the ground. We have to uh, uh, suitable scale with the help of suitable scale, that is the 1 is to 50, 1 is to 25, or 1 is to 10, or 1 is to 100, or 1 is to 500, 1 is to 200. As per the condition of the site, we have to final the scale of the scale axis, and after the measuring the distance of the PA on the ground, we have to mark on the paper. Next, similarly obtain points B, C, D and paper by drawing the line side for station B, C, D and measuring the distance of PB, PC and PD on ground respectively. Similarly, we have to done all the locations or sighting of the location, that is the B, C, D, and we have to measure the small b, small c and small d on the actual length of the or actual distance of the ground, and we have to locate this distance on the paper, and we have to connecting the PB, PC and PD, the ground also, as well as the in on the paper on the table. Then join the points of the A, B, C, D on paper and shown in figure. So after the all the sighting on the locations or points, we have to joining the small A, B, C, D on the figure on the paper. Next, for checking the accuracy of the work, we have to measure the distance AB, BC, CD and D on the ground and compare them with the lengths of AB, BC, CD and D respectively on paper. For the we have to checking the or cross verify for verifying the work or accuracy of the work. We have to measuring the distance of the actually on ground, the distance of the AB, BC, CD and DA, and this distances we have to comparing with the lengths of the small AB, small BC, small CD and small DA on the paper. Here we see that we have to fixing the P point. After P point, we have to sighting the PA distance. It is the actual line on the ground, the dotted line. So what is the distance of the PA? We have to marking on in the paper. We have to suitable or assuming the suitable scale. After the PA sighting, we have to sighting similarly PB distance, PC distance, PD, and this is the PE distance. And after the all this sighting all these stations, that is A station, B, C, D and E, we have to cross verify the distance or of the actual on the ground with compared to the length of the paper. That is the small AB is we have to taken that we have to get the distance of the AB, BC, CD and DC. This is compared with the small AB joining the all the points, the small AB, small BC, CD and DC, DE and DA, and all the distance we have to cross verify with on the ground. This is the radiation method, but it is useful for this method for this single fixing of this station or P point. We cannot traverse or we cannot the shifted this table or plane table to another location or another point. This is a one fixing point or one fixing location. We have to done all the or we have to sighting all the corners. This is the main assumption or main objectives of this method. This is here seen that also is a P section or P point. First is citing the PA, that is small a, next PB, then small b, PC, small c, next PD, small d. So after the citing, and we have to draw the actual line. We have to fixing the all the points or stations. We're connecting all these lines, and we have to measure the actual ground distance, that is a AB, and compare with the small AB. Then we have to measuring the distance BC, capital BC. I have to compare the small BC distance. Next CD, we compare the small CD, and DA we compare to DA. This is the radiation method for fixing the single point location. We can achieve the all the corner stations. Next methods of the plane table section table is intersection. This method is useful where it is not possible to measure the distance on ground, as in case of mountainous country. This is the method very useful for the It is not possible to measure the distance on the ground, the mountainous country or hill country, or at the it is a disturbance, or it is a area, river area. That time we have to use the intersection method. Hence this method is employed to locating inaccessible points, the broken boundaries, rivers, fixing service station, etc. The procedure is below. Hence this method is very useful for locating the inaccessible points, that is the broken of the boundaries or disturbed boundaries, such as rivers, lake or canal, and fixing the service station, etc. We have to see the procedure. Select two stations. In previous method we have to select only one station, that is a P, but in this method we have to select two stations, that is a P and Q. The points are located on paper on easily seen from the. We have to locate P and Q station. Selecting the P and Q points, they are located on the paper, easily seen from them. Next, plot the line PQ, then plot the line small pq, which is known as the baseline on paper. Then after the selection or 2 points P and Q, we have to draw the line of the small pq, which is known as the baseline on paper. This can be done in two ways. First, the table can be centered at level at station P, and after orienting at station Q, and the distance PQ can be accurately measured and put up to some scale on the paper. This plotting we have to done the two ways or two types. First, we have to centering the leveling at the station P, and after orienting or sighting the station PQ, we have to measuring the distance on ground PQ and can be accurately measured, the putting the system scale on paper. Next, the another uh, way is the line PQ can be drawn on same some scale on the paper, and then the board can be adjusted from station P by back sighting at station Q. The another way is we have to draw the PQ line in some scale on paper, and then the board can be adjusted from station P. Then we have to adjusting the board for plane table at the station P and back sighting at station Q. After that we have to back sighting the station Q. Back sighting is nothing but a reverse measuring the station. Next, from station P, draws the areas of station A and B. After the from station P, we have to raise or sight the station A and B. Next, shift the table or to station Q. After the sighting the A and B, we have to shift the table Q, and after the proper orientation, after the proper leveling and centering, take the rays of station AB. Take the rays, taking the sighting of station A and B with this is the QA and QB. The intersection of rays from P and Q will be gates points AB is on and paper shown in figure. After the intersection, that is the PA and PB and Q and QB are intersect each other, the points. After that we have to plot the A and B on the paper. For checking accuracy work, measure distance of AB on ground and compare with corresponding length of AB on paper. For checking and cross verify the accuracy of the work, we have to measure the actual ground distance of the AB, and we have to compare with the length of AB on the paper which I have drawn. That is here seen that the some scale are drawn. The PQ line is a station A, B and station A. This is a some line is known as the baseline. Some scale, without scale we have to line draw the P and Q. We first we have to done the P intersect sighting the A station. Next, QB station, this is PA and PB. After shifting the table at Q, or after shifting the station or the table and the Q, we have to intersect or sighting the from Q is a B and is it a A, and it is a intersect with each other. There is this line or this line or this line or this line intersect each other, this is nothing but the AB value. It is very useful at the location of the, if the location is the mountain, hilly, or in ghat section, or in river or lake or canal are disturbing the taking the survey. This is a very useful, the method of the intersection method. We have to take on the two stations P and Q. First we have to sighting the PA and PB. Next we have to transfer or shifted the table to Q and then sighting the QA and QB, and after intersecting with each other we have to know the actual AB length, and this AB distance we have to compare with the which have the length taken on the ground. Here you see that this is the actual image. This is A, B. There are the four stations, that is A, B, C, D. Five station A, B, C, D, E. Sorry. So we have to intersect first with the PA, PB, PC, PD, and PE. Next we have to shift the table at the Q point or Q station. Then we have to another where after we have to sighting the QA, QB, QC, QD, and QE and intersect with each other. Then we have to get the actual value of the AB, BC, CD, and DE and EA. Next is the contour. An imaginary line on the ground surface joining the points of equal elevation is known as the contour. The imaginary line on the ground surface joining the points of the equal elevation is known as the contour. Then in other words, contour is the line which the ground surface is intersected by level surface obtained by joining points of equal elevation. This line of the map represents the contour and is called as the contour line. In other words, what is the contour? Contour, it is nothing but the line, it is the which is ground. We have to draw the surface of the ground intersected by level of the surface obtained by the joining points, the equal elevation, or imaginary line of the ground surface joining the points of the equal elevation is known as the contour. And the line of the map is represents the contour and is called as the contour line. And the line of map represents the contour, it is nothing but the contour line. Then what is the contour map? The map showing contour lines is known as the contour map. The map showing the contour lines is known as the contour map. This is the in this picture we have to see. This is the imaginary value. We have to draw the actual on the ground. This is the contour line. The 10, 20, 30, 40, or we have to draw in the here 10, 20, 30, 40. This is called as the contour lines. The process of tracing contour lines on the surface of the earth is called the contouring. The process of tracing the contour lines on the surface of the earth is known as the contouring. That is if there is a mountain or hill, we have to done that this is the contouring of the hill with the help of the imaginary. That is this we have seen that the 60, 65, 70, 80, 75, and 80. Here we draw the 60 in the reverse, 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80. This we have to joining the y-axis and x-axis. This is contouring. What is the purpose of contouring? For preparing contour maps in order to select most economical and suitable site. For preparing the contour maps, it is a very popular for the economical suitable site. To locate the alignment of the canal so that should follow the ridge line. It is very useful for the alignment of the canal, to shoot the ridge line or straight line. To mark the alignment of the roads and railways so that quantity of earthwork, both the cutting and filling, should be minimal. To marking of the alignment of the roads and as well as the railway tracks, so that we have to minimize the quantity of the earthwork, that is the cutting or filling of the work. Next, for getting information about the ground, whether it is flat, undulating or mountainous. We have to additional knowledge of the or additional information getting the with the help of the contour. Either ground location or ground is the flat, undulating, that is the rise or fall, or mountainous. To look at the physical features of the ground such as pond, depression, hill, steep or small slopes. We have to locate the physical features on the ground such as the pond, depression, hill, steep or small slopes. Next, characteristics of the contours. All points in contour line have the same elevation. All the points contour lines the same elevation. Next, flat ground is indicated where the contours are widely separated, and steep slope where they run close together. Here we see that the flat ground is the located indicator where the contours are widely separated. Is the flat low ground that cause the contours are widely separated, but the steep slope is the indicate the close together. Here we see that the steep slope is the indicator close together. The uniform slope is indicated when the contour lines is uniformly spaced. A plane surface when they are straight, parallel and equally placed. The plane surface is the indicate when the ground is the straight, parallel or equally spaced. A series of closed contour lines on the map represents hill if the higher values are inside. Next, a series of closed contour lines of the map indicates depression if the higher values are outside. A series of the closed containers on the map indicates the depression of the higher lines or higher values are the outside. This is the depression value or indicates the higher values are the outside. Next, contour lines crossing the ridge or valley line are at right angles. We have seen that the contour line crosses the ridge or valley lines at the right angles. We have seen that the different contour lines are plotted on the ground 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 with right angle. If the higher values are inside the bend or loop in the contour, it indicates ridge. If the higher values are outside the bend, it represents the valley line. Here we see that there are the ridge line and valley line. The ridge line nothing but the higher values at the inside of the bend of the contour is known as the ridge line. That is the inside the bend is known as the ridge line, and higher values are outside the bend is known as the valley line. This shows the higher values, and it shows the higher values at the inside bend, and this shows the higher values in outside bend. This is the ridge line and valley line. Next, what is the methods of contouring? There are the two methods, the direct method and indirect method. First, direct method. In this method, the contours to be located are directly traced out in field by locating and marking a number of points on each contour. In this method, the direct method, in this method we have to contouring located directly on a traced out in ground or field by locating and marking the number of points each contour. That is this type of the direct method is useful for the road construction or airport tracks. Next, these points are then surveyed and plotted on plan and the contours drawn through them. After this marking the number of points, we have to surveying these points and plotted the plan and the contours drawn through them. Next, indirect method, second method. In this method, points located and surveyed are not necessarily on the contour lines, but spot levels are taken along the series of lines laid out over the area. In the indirect method, there is no necessity of the locating the point and surveyed, but it is we have to spot levels are taken along the series of the lines. The spotting of the levels are fixing along the series of the lines laid out over the area or entire area. The spot levels are the several represented points representing the hills, depression, ridge or valley lines, and the changes of the slope all over the area to be contoured are also observed. The spot levels are useful for represents the points or grounds representing it will be hills, depression or ridge line or valley line, and also there is a changes of the slope, that is a rise or fall continuously or uneven ground. So all over the area to be contoured with the help of the indirect contouring, or it is observed. Their positions are then plotted on the plan, the contours drawn by interpolation. After that, the observation that their positions are plotted on the plan or in the on the sheet, and then contours are joining drawn by the interpolation method. This method of contouring is known as the contouring by spot level. This method is the contouring is known as the contouring by spot levels. This is a comparing it to direct and indirect method. The direct method and indirect is most accurate but slow and tedious. It is not so accurate but rapid and less tedious. It is a very expensive method, but it is a economy method. It is not suitable. It is not suitable for hilly area. The direct method, but it is suitable for hilly area. Indirect method. During the work, calculations can be done. It is the most advantage. At the time of the work, we have to calculate side by side. But in indirect method, calculations are not required at the field. Next, calculation cannot be checked after contouring, but in direct method, calculation can be checked and when required will be changes it in the indirect method. Okay, today I declare that the third module of the basic civil engineering is completed or over. If related this topic, if any doubt, you can contact me at any time or WhatsApp me anytime. Thank you so much.